Hey everybody, this is Scott with KC Discussions. Today we are going to watch live coverage with Cade Garrelts, Rodney Mullen, and Randall Mullen. The conditions for this day were not ideal, about 0 degrees, about 30-mile-an-hour winds, and there's Cade right off the bat, grip locking it a little bit, but somehow still got through the trees. Rand Mullen hits the tree right off the bat on the left. And Rodney Mullen turns it over. One of the fun things about the Ice Bowl is these individuals have the ability to purchase mulligans, and all three of them are going to use a mulligan. And Cade right off using a mulligan, and it looked like that paid off for him. Rand improved a little bit with his mulligan, Mulligan Mullen. There you go. That's your new name now, Mullen boys. Mulligan Mullens. And actually, they were the ones who used the mulligans the least, so it probably doesn't fit. And there's Rodney with a nice flick. Rand with the easy peasy up and down, putting up right next to the basket. Cade a little bit right on that putting. Looks like he's going to use a mulligan again, though, right away. And that did not pay off for you whatsoever, Cade. Face mask. But it looks like everybody's going to walk away with the 3. Again, these conditions were not ideal whatsoever. It took me a while to get set up. Actually, Cade, which we'll see in a second, is already thrown twice. But here's Randall. Great shot. Kind of behind the pin, but still kept it out of the road. Rodney even turns it over even more, but he's playing safe, landing right there on the sidewalk. Now here's Cade, and this is actually Cade's second mulligan. Great shot. Oh! Almost got the ace. The mulligan ace lands on the island. Rodney with the easy routine up and down over the windy island. Rand trying to do the same thing, and he does not. He skips out of bounds. Looks like Rand's going to take a mulligan and just barely gets over the curb. Come on, Rand. You got this. All right. Cade with the birdie. Nice birdie. A nice 3, Rodney. And Rand still gets the 3. Looks like Cade takes the 1 under. And you can see these conditions. Most of the pads were pretty clear. This one you can see was pretty thick when it was hard to clean. Cade slips. I don't know if you saw him there in the corner, but he turns out to be a good drive. Looks like it went a little bit deep. Still great drive though. And what's up with these white discs? The Mullen boys with their white discs. Rand puts it off to the right a little bit. Rodney with the turnover sidearm. But it worked out good for him. A little bit of fade off to the right, but he's pretty much almost pin high. Easy putt for him. Rand just lays it up underneath. Look at that back spin on the ice. All right. Cade's going for another 2. Oh, a little bit right side of the basket. Just slide by, but he's going to take a mulligan. The wind's going to take it and put it to the other side. Nope. Rodney lining up, and with the face mask. He needs to get that a little bit higher. Cade decided to use another mulligan. Guess he didn't feel comfortable with that one. He just puts it underneath. Rodney in. Oh, I saw that, Randall. You saw me see you. And Cade with the behind the back putt. You don't see that too often. So I missed Cade here. Again, kind of conditions. They set up a little faster than I did. This was my first filming opportunity, so I was learning a little bit. Ran with the big turnover. One of the things I really like about Rodney is his charismatic approaches to getting up. I mean, the way he does everything just to kind of approach and drives, and it seems like a lot of drives are different. Rodney with the turnover, big roll to the left. That's going to take him out near the sidewalk, but he's still in bounds. Rand once again with the easy peasy upshot. You can see that wind just screaming. You can see the leaves are on the ground rolling, but it's going right to his face. Rodney throws a little bit of left angle on that. That's going to push it probably further left than he wants. Cade kind of doing the same thing with that left angle. Pushed him way further left, so he's going to opt to use a mulligan, and he's just going to set it up underneath for the easy 3-putt. Here's Rodney. Oh, splashes right out of the chains. Cade face masked, but uses the anger mulligan. Looks like got a couple 3s. Rod's going to take the 4. Here we got a view from the camera angle. And Cade's going to put it on the ground a little bit early. Rand's going to take a little wider. Great shot. He's definitely in putt range. And now we've got Rodney. Rodney's taking it even wider. A little bit of skip and backspin right underneath the basket with the high 5 to the chain. Here's Cade. Not messing around, just going to put it up underneath the basket. Rand's looking at these conditions, not sure what he wants to do. And bam, sticks it right in the basket. A 2 for Rand, a drop-in easy 2 for Rodney, a par for Cade. Rand releases a little bit of ante, or flips it over a little bit, just past the rocks. Rodney's going to do his sidearm, but looks like he turns his wrist over into a crazy roller off to the left. It's probably not exactly what he was trying to do. Cade gets it about 3/4 of the way. He's off to the left there. Rodney's back, throws it on the low on the ground, big skip. Still looks like he's coming up fairly short. Ran with the sidearm and hits the trees early. This hole is not being anybody's friend. Rodney again, the flick, utilizing that icy ground, slides right up to the basket. Not quite so easy peasy this time for Rand, but he's well inside for putting. Cade, flare left. There's still a little backspin on that ice. All right, Cade for the 3. Bam, and he hits that. Right in that wind, you can see his pants blowing around. Rodney missing. Rodney going to take the mulligan. Whoa, and blew right by. Maybe she kept the first one there. Rodney Mulligan again, makes the putt. Oh, it just off the face mask for Rand. So hole 7 here at Prairie Center for this Ice Bowl is a temporary hole. See, it's a fairly short hole, a little over 200 feet. Cade with the sidearm, putting it near the basket. Rand virtually following the same path as Cade, a hair bit shorter, but still a good line. Rodney throwing it low, again utilizing that icy conditions, puts it right up to the basket. And it should be an easy putt for Rodney. Rand just a little bit low, hitting that face mask. See what Cade's got. Cade off the top, blows by. Cade has a ton of mulligans. He's going to use another one. Saves that 2, putting Cade to 2 under. Easy putt for Rodney for another birdie. It's 2 in a row for Rodney. Cade sawed that off a little bit to the left. Big flare skip. Rodney with a great shot. Probably throwing something disc mania there. Rodney throws quite a bit of disc mania. Rand found his friendly tree again. Those trees have been catching him. I guess Cade wasn't happy with his drive, so he's going to take a mulligan. Looks like he throws it a little bit wider. Looks to be an improvement, but I'm not sure it'll help him. Rand thrown low. I think it caught the ground, considering all that ice in the ground. I think he was expecting a little bit more of a skip and slide up. Again, these conditions is just, it's so crazy. I mean, you look in this video and you really can't even tell what's going on. I mean, you can see the wind, but it was pretty extreme. I know from filming, I had to keep swapping out gloves until I was able to find something that really worked, just for the little bit of having my hand exposed on the camera. Rodney putting it behind. See, ran a little uphill, got that wind in his face, saving the 3. Look at that wobble. Let's see a rerun of that. Wobble. Bam. Rand still makes the gorgeous putt though. Beautiful putt. Rand saves the 3. Rodney gets the 3. See what we got for Cade. Oh, Cade. Icy face mask. Slid right off of him. But he's got a mulligan. Puts it right in. Alright, here we are, hole 9. Cade puts it high. Turns it over. It's going to come down slightly left. It's probably a little over halfway down. But Rodney puts that ante on it, and it just carries. And then that wind pulls it all the way to the right. He ends up landing over by the sidewalk, way over to the right on hole 9. Rand releases a little bit early. Ultimately does the same thing as Cade. Comes up a little bit shorter than where Cade is at. See, ran off to the side. Sidearm. Hits the ground early. Probably leaves him quite a bit shorter than he wanted. There's Cade. Rodney, it's again that left or right. He just let that wind take it way off to the left. And missed Rand's second shot, but there's Cade for his 3. Rodney with the nose down. Rand barely squeaking in over the top. Rodney taking the 4, the other 2 3s. And Cade. Cade with a gorgeous shot, but look at the, just skips. Goes out of bounds. Randall put that a little bit high. It carried over to the left, but he's safe. Can't ask for much more in these conditions for certain. Rodney with a slow creep up drive. Stands it up, but it's looking good. Comes up a little bit shorter, I think, than he wanted, but he's still fine. Cade following Rand. A little high, way over to the left. Safe. But he wasn't happy with that, so I guess he's going to take a mulligan. Looks just like his first one, a little bit more left. Big skip again, and once again goes out of bounds. This time he turned it over. He's trying to compensate a little bit. That's a lot of mulligans on a hole. Let's see if he can finish out here. Oops. Looking like that first and third one. Oh, but skipped a little bit earlier, got caught up by the tree. No more mulligans on this hole. Yay, Cade. Ran with the easy up and down. Rand said, I'm not messing around. I'm just taking the 3. And Rodney looks like he went past the basket. He went out of bounds. Cade's tired of using mulligans. I'm just putting it underneath. Yep, you can see Rodney taking his meter relief, his putt from the OB. All those shots, and we still walk away with just 3 pars, 3 threes. These conditions just are not a joke. It was cold, windy. Kept hoping now that maybe going to the back, it would get a little bit better when we get behind the tree line. It did not. So, hole 11, Cade burns it right into the ground again. Rand turns it over, puts it up near the tree line. Definitely not quite where he wants to be. Let's see what Rodney can do here. Rodney turns a little wobbly, but it comes out earlier for him. That puts him in putting position. It's hard to follow these discs sometimes just with that white sky, white ground. Ran with his patent pending, hits the bottom of the pole. Easy peasy up and down. Rodney's like, I'm not messing with this at all. You can see him shaking his head. Cade trying to save the 3. Off to the right, so he's going to take a mulligan. And he face masks. Says, I'm not messing with it. Every time Cade misses one of those, that's something for the Bishop Sullivan Center. Hole 12. Rand throws it a little bit early, hits the tree, dives off way left. Rodney throwing it low right, but annies it way out in the middle of the field. Cade with what's looking like a great shot. Wish we could see the basket from back here. Can't wait till I can have a basket view as well. We'll get to that. Here's Rand's mulligan. That wind just flips it over, puts it into a roller, but he's in the open field. Missed Rand's second shot, but there's Rodney with the sidearm. Leaves that quite a bit shorter than he wants. See what he's got. He has about a 40-foot putt here. Oh, and it was close. Got held up by the tree behind it. Cade with the high chastity belt. Angry mulligan. Cade still takes the 2 though. Rodney 4, Rand 3. Cade's still up by 1 on the field. Hole 13, normally a lot longer hole. You can see it's quite a bit shorter, about 250 feet with a frozen little pond there in the middle. Great ace run opportunities. You can see Cade left is a little bit short. Rand with a little bit deep. Rodney, you can see he put a little bit more power on that. Skips right underneath it. Again, should be right behind the basket. Cade with the long putt. Blows by to the right. Looks like Cade's going to take a mulligan. He's going to go off to the left. He's going to leave it alone. Ran with the 2. Look at Rodney. Dancing up to his mini to get his drop in. Cade takes the 3. Short hole, again a temporary hole, hole 14. Cade throwing a putter. Getting to the top of the hill. Rodney got to the top of the hill. I missed Randall's drive, but there's Randall's easy 2. Rodney's easy 2. And Cade's easy 2. Star frame on this one. It's nice to see the whole board change here. Over the water. Great drive over the sidewalk. Rodney following suit. Little bit more right. Gorgeous view of that lake still though. Cade goes a little bit wider, goes up the hill, but still safe, doesn't hit any trees, gets over the sidewalk. Again, your hands are that cold and the wind's blowing, you just never know what's going to happen. You got to be grateful for some of those shots. Cade from a little ways away, giving it a chance. Look, it's just gliding. There's a nice little float, puts it underneath the basket. Rodney also kind of trying to just float it up, but puts it up underneath the basket. Rand has the legitimate chance for the 2. And he just puts it underneath the basket there. Hanging out with his brother. Hole 16, Rand, big hyzer. It was hard to follow, but he goes deep behind the basket. Rodney releasing that a little bit early, catches the tree, rolls up underneath that cedar tree. And then Cade with the sidearm, following the hill, and skips right in front of the basket. Gets caught up by that tree. Rodney had no shot from in here. He pretty much just had to throw out. You can see, get it up on the hill. Got a little bit of roll love from the hill. But he misses a putt and blows by. So now he's going to be putting for 4. Ran from deep. You can see where his drive ended up landing. Like I said, I missed it. He took that big right hyzer, but bounces off the top. Cade with the birdie opportunity. A little straddle putt from downhill. And he hits the face mask. All right, mulligan. Bounces it off the top of the face mask. Rodney, the class act that he is though, runs over, picks up Cade's discs, and delivers it to him. Just so Cade doesn't have to change his stance. It was too cold and too much to move. So that was very nice. Rodney should get a mulligan stroke just for that alone. And Cade is just putt now at this point. Another mulligan. Gonna take a mulligan here. Hits the face mask and drops and just waves it off. Says, I don't care. Walks away with his 3 in disgust. I guarantee Cade is still having fun. Great 4 save from Rodney. From about the same position that Cade just missed 4. Even ran a little bit surprised he made that, slipped. So ran on 17, sidearms, but it comes out early, rolls up against the fence. All right, looks like Cade's a little bit short, but he at least had a good shot. He was happy with that. Rodney with the bigger sidearm. Good shot. When you can see the basket and the disc land in the same frame, you know it was a good shot. Ran, throws it up over the fence. Wind carries it, and it just kind of pulls way over to the left. Cade left that a little bit shorter than he wanted. I know he talked about using a mulligan, ultimately decided against it. Ran, throwing up underneath. It's going to take a 4. Rodney with the big putt 2. Cade with the saving 3. Going to the 18th hole, Cade is leading by 1. Rodney trying to take the hyzer. Looks like he churns it over. Puts it way to the right. That will be a long second shot for such a short hole. Cade throwing the sidearm. Hits a root, redirects it back to the left. That might have helped him. He might have been way off to the right. And there's Rand. Hyzer goes underneath the tree. Up by the basket. Oh, Rand. See what Cade does here. Cade leaves it up. Cade still has a mulligan though, so he says, why not use it? I'm going to try to give it a chance. And he's just going to lay it up, take his 3. Rand makes that putt. He can tie it up with Cade. Here's Rodney. Good shot. Slides slightly past it. See what Rand can do. Can Rand tie it up here? He's taking his time. It's a pressure putt. Come bam. Good putt, Rand. Cade takes his 3. Looks like Rand and Cade are going to tie at the -2 overall. Rodney's finish up. You can see if Rodney can keep it at the +2. He doesn't. He spits right past it. He just wants to get done. There it is. Rand finishes out +3. That's our episode. Thanks for watching, guys.